The best and worst pimple patches that money can buy, or that you should not use money to buy because they are so bad. You see, I had this pimple today and I was going through my little skincare shelf and I was sifting through my pimple patches, and one of them fell to the floor. And it brought me back to a land before time. A land before time is about dinosaurs, isn't it? It brought me to a time I did a Target haul, okay? I remembered how much these sucked. And the fact that I spent $4 per pimple patch, not $4 for the entire pack, $16 for the pack, $4 per pimple patch, plus tax, $5 per patch, and they sucked. Well, we're gonna talk about that, as well as ones that actually do and don't work, and I've got some bad, sad news, babes, because I'm an acne-prone and I've tried all of these, and I wanna tell you what doesn't work and what is and is not worth your money, starting with this. Again, love Pacifica. They normally make great products. I love that they donate to clean water initiatives. They're vegan and cruelty-free. We have another pimple patch here that doesn't suck, but this one, steer clear. $16 for 4 pimple patches. They claim that these are Wake Up Beautiful microneedling patches with gram-active retinoid and hyaluronic acid. I was so excited for these, and back in that Target haul, I tried them out, I put them on, and I was like, they don't even penetrate into my skin. It doesn't even feel like they're working. And then I read the fine print. I don't even think these are supposed to be pimple patches. I think these are supposed to be like wrinkle patches, but they're the size of a pimple. They're not even the size of a dime. Maybe they're the size of a dime. Like, how do you use these? And then I read online and other people were buying them and using them for adult acne and hormonal acne. So had to mention these because they absolutely started this entire conundrum, and these come in bottom on my list. Do not touch these, do not buy them. They did not work. And Pacifica and some other brands have much better pimple patches. These microneedling Wake Up Beautiful patches didn't even microneedle at all. They didn't even penetrate into the skin. They didn't dissolve. And the gram-active retinoid in here, I don't know how much because it felt like nothing. Did nothing for my skin. The ingredients are good, but baby, they did not deliver. Sad life. Almost coming in at the bottom of the barrel, but not exactly, are these. These are Cover Dot Acne Care. I can't remember if I bought these on a whim on Amazon or if I just got these sent to me for free. They're called Waterproof Overnight Patches. These are not waterproof. I tried to go swimming and they fell off. These are absolutely terrible. They say that they absorb oil and pus for faster healing with hydrocolloid. They are basically hydrocolloid patches, but the bitch on the front, I'm sure she's a very nice bitch. I just called her a bitch because I use the word for people that I actually like. Anyways, she looks lovely, except for the fact that she's photoshopped, and I can tell she's got like some skin blurring going on. And with these patches, they weren't waterproof. They didn't do what they said. They were a basic hydrocolloid patch, and I think I spent like $15 on these from Smartmed. And again, Smartmed makes some great stuff, but this is just a no, hon. This is just a no. They didn't stick. They were awkward to use. They just felt like cheap, private labeled little patches that didn't do what they said. I love a great budget deal. I love myself some pimple patches, but these were just not it. And I cannot recommend buying these. Now this next one I do recommend buying and I love using them, but they are not the most effective pimple patch. And this is a sad, sad story. You see, I obviously react to, watch, and learn from a bunch of like the Harper's Bazaar, Vogue videos, right? Where celebrities are using all sorts of fun new products that they teach me about, and then I go buy them, and half the time I regret the purchase. Well, Starface is kind of one of those, and this has two sides to the coin. I think it was Hailey Bieber who was talking about how much she loved these, and I was like, I'm gonna go out and buy them all. These are not the most effective pimple patches, but I still love them, and let me explain why. So Starface comes in many different types. They come in these little containers, like a little envelope, but they also come in these cute little, I call them like SpongeBob-esque little containers. They have a little smiley face on them, and they make you feel better about using them. Even James Welsh loves these. I think it was James Welsh and Hailey Bieber who got me to try them. I absolutely love the little container. I absolutely love the little stars. But when I put these on my face, they're adorable. I just don't feel like they're really getting rid of my pimple. The main purpose for the Starface pimple patches, the original, is, in my humble opinion, which isn't that humble, it's to stop you from picking and to cover the pimple and to look cute while doing it. It's a way to embrace your acne. Obviously, wearing an invisible hydrocolloid patch is very different than drawing attention to something, but I don't think that acne is a bad thing that we need to feel bad about or hide. And I love that Starface helps embrace this. Problem is, I never found that these were like super absorbent to my pimples. There were other pimple patches that sucked the gunk and the oil and the juice out of my face. But because of the adorable little container, because of the way they made me feel when wearing them, because of the way they helped me embrace acne, I really like these. I just don't think they're the most effective. And that was really hard for me because I love these. I recommend these to people. I give them away all the time. But if you have like major pimples, there are other things that I think work better. Now, all of that being said, these are the originals. These are just, you know, little hydrocolloid patches. Starface does have salicylic acid hydrocolloid patches, and I do like these slightly better. Now, the same issue that I had with the original, I have with this. They don't stick perfectly. I really, really like these though. And again, these have salicylic acid in them. Salicylic acid is an ingredient that actually kills acne bacteria, and it works for oily prone skin. So it goes into the pimple, basically helps dissolve the oil, and it really kills acne bacteria and helps exfoliate. These are not super powerful players. Like if you have a cystic pimple, this is not gonna help. If you have a gnarly zit, this is not it. But if you wanna feel good about your acne, if you wanna embrace it and do something to treat it, as long as it's not like a place that your hair is gonna get caught in it and rip it off, these are really cute and really good. They just aren't the top players for me. Now, this is like a little bonus round because this is the thing with Starface, is that they come up with such little cute, fun things. This is why I really do still say that I love them as a brand. They have these Pride limited edition little pimple patches. They just make acne fun instead of something that we have to hate. So if we were judging these products based on how fun they are and like acne positivity, these would probably be at the top. But based on efficacy, they're kind of like towards the bottom. They're really fun. They're good for like preteen breakout to like the occasional period breakout. But if you've got gnarly pimples, these might not be right for you. Now, some people are on a budget. These are adorable, but they are expensive. These from Peach and Lily are actually a favorite of mine, and I speak about these all the time, but for acne, I don't feel like these are the most effective. These are clear, they are fun, they are $6.99, so for the price they're amazing, but these are a basic hydrocolloid patch that absorbs the oil. There's nothing in them that actually kills acne bacteria, but if you're a picker, these actually stick to the skin and stop you from picking. And they are invisible if you want to cover that up. Now, Peach Slices is basically a sister brand to Peach and Lily. I love these, especially if I'm building a budget routine. But in the grand scheme of things, if you have more money to spend, I do think that there are better options. One option that I absolutely love, and of course trying to keep my bias out of it, but these are amazing and they work. These are from I Do Care. These are paw print patches. These are called Happy Paws. They're literally kitten and puppy paws that you can stick on your face, and they have active ingredients like salicylic acid and tea tree oil. And the reason I love these is because they're actually much bigger. They're bigger than the Starface, and I feel like they do stick on better. And on top of that, these are medicated. So again, the Peach and Lily ones are really good, but they're not medicated. These not only have salicylic acid, but they also have tea tree. Tea tree is antimicrobial, it's antibacterial, so this really helps to kill the bacteria that is in a pimple. These aren't the most efficacious things I've ever used, but they are really good, and I love the paw prints. Again, just like Starface, they kind of draw attention to you. It looks like you're wearing a little sticker, and they just make you feel better about the skin you're in. Not only that, but the actual package is made with forestry recycled packaging, which I think is such a huge bonus, at least for me. Now, very similar, but somewhat better are the Blume buds. I also get these from Ulta. These are fantastic, and this is a 24 pack. These are basically little flowers that, again, draw a little bit of attention to the pimple, but these actually have ingredients to treat the acne. And for some reason, I feel like this might have more of the salicylic acid than some of the others, even than the Starface ones. These are super basic. They're just salicylic acid and hydrocolloid. I think the reason why is because these are bigger and they might just have a higher amount of salicylic acid, and I do find that these stick really well. If you want something that doesn't come off your face, this is it. Now, these are adorable. They are these little blue flowers. The problem is, if you're wearing them in public, like far away, or like right under your eye because you get pimples around here, someone might think that you have like a bruised eye or like a large mole. I think moles are adorable, so I don't mind, but I have had someone come up to me, I had like 3 right here, and they were like, oh my gosh, I thought you had a black eye from far away. So that was kind of embarrassing, but I absolutely love these. They're vegan and cruelty free, and the cool thing about Blume is that they're made by women for other women, specifically for young girls who struggle with period breakouts. I really do feel like these are the perfect period breakout product, and every single purchase actually donates to a charity called Days for Girls, which teaches girls about menstruation and gives them access to menstruation education and products, especially in countries where that isn't always promoted or available to them. I love who they are. I love what they're doing. They're efficacious, effective, simple. They're not like the most amazing pimple patch I've ever used, but for period breakouts, I feel these are perfect. And I do feel that they're a little bit more potent than these. Now, this is one that I never thought would make it on the list, but it did. Mario Badescu. These were really good. They're really tiny, but there are 60 of these in here, and they're called the drying patch. And out of all of the patches that I've tried, again, it's not the best, but this is a really good one. I know that a lot of people hate Mario Badescu, but they do make some good products. And I really feel like this one stands out among the others because not only is it a pimple patch, but it has hyaluronic acid, niacinamide, and vitamin C along with salicylic acid. So the salicylic acid in here is actually what helps with the acne bacteria and kills the bacteria, but the niacinamide and vitamin C kind of help with any of the dark spots that are left over. Now, I don't think this is the best of the best. I've still noticed that like using a vitamin C serum or a niacinamide serum is going to take me a lot farther than using any of these. But to have niacinamide and vitamin C in a patch and to get 60 of them for like under 20 bucks, really good. I was really impressed with these and I purchased this, but I think I will purchase them again once I run out. There's a lot of them in here. For the price, the efficacy, again, if you have period breakouts or specifically if you're more prone to pigmentation and you get like the red purple marks, this might be your pimple best friend. Now, all of that being said, there is a pimple patch brand that I think does a slightly better job. And this one also has the vitamin C, the niacinamide, and the salicylic acid, but this one also has tea tree. This is from ZITSTICKA. These are the goo getters. And I have to say, these, in my opinion, get a lot more goo than this one. For both of these, I wouldn't recommend these for like deep zits or like cystic acne, obviously, but for period breakouts, for the little whiteheads, these are really good. But I do like the ZITSTICKA one more. I feel like the vitamin C in here is more potent, and I feel like I have less redness and irritation than I do with the Mario Badescu. Now, these are both really good. I would say get whichever one is available to you and which is in your budget. I honestly am quite surprised at how comparable these are, but I do like the ZITSTICKA ones a little bit more. And I also just love ZITSTICKA as a brand. They're made for people with acne specifically. They actually use unfiltered photos of people with acne in their marketing. I really love what they do and identify with them. Problem is, they might be a little bit more expensive depending on where you're shopping from. There's 18 hydrocolloid packages in here. Each pack comes with a pack of 2. So for a total pack, you're paying for 38 of these versus 60 from Mario Badescu. So depending on your budget, you might want to go one way versus the other. Now, all of that being said, I Do Care knocks both of these out of the park with their multi-pack. Just the way I absolutely loved the little paw print pimple patches, they have a multi-pack of the paw prints and their other best sellers. This is really inexpensive, but this is fantastic. It comes with the Blemish Patch Original, the Blemish Patch Happy Paws, and the Blemish Patch Dark Spot. And they come in different sizes as well. So depending on how big or tiny the pimple is, you have a literal entire pack to treat every single pimple that pops up. These are so much fun. You do have the invisible ones, then you have the paw ones that actually draw attention to your blemishes, and you're just getting a lot of value and a lot of great ingredients in here. I feel like if you're someone who gets a variety of pimples and you want something that's forestry certified and you don't want to spend a ton of money, these aren't, again, the best of the best, but they are effective. They are inexpensive and they are really invisible. But for the price, if you want to try something inexpensive and fun to use, I Do Care really did a great job with these. Now, if you are breakout prone, one of my favorite inexpensive pimple patches is from Dr. Pimple Popper. These are the Spot Check. There's 48 of them, and these are just so good. They're $12, but I've gotten them on sale for $8. And these are amazing because these are hydrocolloid with salicylic acid. And I have to say, for a single ingredient hydrocolloid patch, these are some of the most potent that I have used. These, man, your pimples are going places. They're going off your face. This works so well so that you don't have to pick at your pimple, and it actually decreases the size of them really quickly. Whereas the other ones, it's good because you don't pick, but I've never seen the same results that I do with these. Again, Dr. Pimple Popper is Dr. Cassandra Lee, MD. She's amazing. She's a dermatologist. She knows what she's doing. And for $12, 0.5%, these are really, really potent. And I feel like these are better for sensitive skin. Now, there are other salicylic patches that we'll talk about in a second that are more potent, but these I feel like are sensitive skin's best friend. if you want something medicated. Again, if you want non-medicated, definitely go for one of the pimple patches that is just hydrocolloid. But for those who kind of get like routine whiteheads, these are probably one of your safest options. Now, coming in not far behind, but even cheaper, which is why it's even better in my opinion, is Pacifica. Pacifica, the brand that started this whole rigmarole. Yes, the terrible, horrible microneedling patches. Well, instead of paying $16 for those microneedle patches that I don't recommend, I absolutely recommend that you spend $7.99 on these. These are their Pore Warrior Overnight Rescue Spot Dots, and these are so good. Really hydrating, they don't dry out the skin. And I find that I don't break out multiple times when I use these, whereas sometimes on other areas of my face, or like with the Starface pimple patches, I'll pimple patch and then I'll get another pimple relatively close by just because my skin is freaking out. With these, I feel like the ingredients in here actually disperse and they help to treat my skin. Pacifica nailed it with these, and again, they're $7.99. If Pacifica can make these for $7.99, why don't they make the microneedle patches for less than $4 a freaking patch? This also comes with 12 individual single-use patches, so they aren't as many as this. It's definitely not the cheapest option overall, but this is a really good one that works really well. Now we are getting to some of my absolute favorites, including a pimple patch that I've used for more than 5 years now. These are from Peace Out Acne Dots, and as you can see, I have buyed and tried and purchased these for ages since they looked like this. And even though the packaging has changed, my love for them has not. These are fantastic, and I feel like these really do set themselves apart from everyone else. They specifically say on the back that they have a hydrocolloid polymer technology. And the difference between these is that, yes, it has the hydrocolloid, yes, it has the salicylic acid, but this also has a retinoid in it. The retinol in here is fantastic. It's technically retinol acetate, so it's not like, definitely not a prescription, it's not what you're getting from the doctor, but to have a pimple patch that has a retinoid in it that actually works, this is great. And I love these for adult acne. If you get the whiteheads, if you get the blackheads that turn into the whiteheads, if you have breakout, these really do piece them the out. The aloe vera in here is also hydrating, so these don't dry out the skin. I love these. Now, these are a little bit more expensive, so please take that all with a grain of salt and keep that in mind. These also don't have microneedling technology, but if you are looking for a flat, invisible pimple patch that actually works, and you've got the money for them, I would say that these are the best ones. Now, there is a brand that creates microneedling patches. There are actually 2 brands that create microneedling patches, and we might have to put these side by side. But Hero Cosmetics is very close to being one of the best pimple patches I've ever used. Hero Cosmetics is like made for sensitive skin. They are efficacious, they are good at what they do, you can get them at Target, they're inexpensive, and I really love them. Now they have their original, the Invisible, not my favorite, but just like I liked the I Do Care multi-pack, Hero Cosmetics has a multi-pack, and this is really good. If you travel, if you're a student, or if you're just like a busy parent, this is probably the best I can recommend. There is one other pimple patch that I like better, but it's not like a group. This, if you have like a variety of pimples, this is the variety pack for you. This has the original, the invisible, and the surface. Now, the surface one, it only has 2, unfortunately, but again, all of these are really good. They're efficacious, and some of these do have active ingredients that actually help with the acne. Now, these are my favorite. Again, these are the surface ones. There's only 2 of them, but do you see how they're like bandage strips? If you have an oily nose, if you get blackheads between your boobies or anywhere else, or if you have like a line of pimples across like your hairline or your forehead, these are so great. Hero Cosmetics also has, they have like a nose patch and a chin patch. They're just so good all around. And I do find that they are probably the most efficacious for the price. They're relatively inexpensive. Now this pack specifically, while it comes with multiple different sizes, these do not have the medicated or the microdart ones. Hero Cosmetics does have the microdart ones, which I do like a little bit better, but to have a variety pack like this is great for people on the go. Now, there is one brand that absolutely annihilates my pimples overnight. This is probably the fastest I've seen a pimple patch work, and this comes with like a caveat, because this pimple patch does not get rid of pimples completely. I would say it takes down the size, it reduces the color, and it actually has acne treatment. And the reason why is because it's 2 steps. All of these others are just like a pimple patch that you put on your face. These pimple patches are literally a treatment plus a patch. It comes with a little swipey-do. You actually have to swipe the area clean and then apply the pimple patch with the microneedling dots. This is ZITSTICKA, because of course it is. It is not the cheapest pimple patch on the market, but this is my absolute favorite and it works so well for my blemishes. This has ingredients like salicylic acid that again exfoliates the skin, uses the oil in your skin to access the pimple and kill bacteria, but this also has niacinamide to actually help with the little dark spots and pigmentation and oil control. This has peptides that actually speed up wound healing. None of these other patches have peptides that speed up wound healing, and I f***ing love them for it. On top of that, these have hyaluronic acid. Hyaluronic acid is used in wound healing, and I found that when I use hyaluronic acid, my skin does heal faster, but hyaluronic acid is also humectant, so it brings moisture into the skin instead of drying them out. And again, these little micro darts are basically, they're a delivery system, so it pops into the skin. It doesn't hurt, but like you can definitely feel it, and it goes into the skin and it dissolves and it gets rid of my pimples. And if you get the big zits, I wouldn't say cystic acne, like with cystic acne you probably need something different. You definitely need to see a derm, but like if you get the big deep zits, this is going to be your best bet. And even the Hero patch, they have some good microneedle patches or micro dart patches, but they don't go as deep as the ZITSTICKA. These are expensive, but they're f***ing worth it. They have all of the beneficial ingredients that all of these other patches try to do, except for the retinol. But even with Hero creating some micro dart patches, even with some other really great options on the market, this has to be the best pimple patch I've ever tried. And I hate that they are not the cheapest I've ever tried. But if I have an emergency breakout, this is absolutely what I'm reaching for. Is there a pimple patch that is not listed on this list that you need me to buy and try so that you don't have to? And have you used any of these and do you agree or disagree? For example, I wanted to love Starface more than I loved ZITSTICKA. And even though they're cuter, I'm sad that I don't. I wish ZITSTICKA came in a star, and I wish the Starface stuck better to my face. Overall, remember to stay hydrated both orally and topically. Reapply that sunscreen, and yes, you can literally reapply sunscreen over all of these, except for these These motherfuckers are not waterproof. They will come right off if you try to put products on top of them. Do not buy these, in my humble opinion, which is not that humble. But with all of the others, reapply that SPF and always be beautiful both inside and out. I love you, and me, I'm a little pimple. Can't wait to see you in this next video. Love you guys. Bye.